different subject matter and different levels of degree. I don't know what they mean. It's like the bands on their sleeves. Some of them have the bands. Those mean different things too.
I think you did math. Right? That would be the French people.
Art. It's the artist's way. It's very random. Seeing that black velvet and dot. Then your PhD.
Well, that guy's close to you.
Oh, I know.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Those girls are the same.
It's like green color.
That's another good question. Well, this is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, silly. It's like a belly. bagpipe, let me tell you.
Fleischman, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, parents, grandparents, families and friends of Cincinnati Country Day Schools class of 2012. In this, our school's 86th academic year, it is an honor and a privilege to welcome you to commencement exercises for an outstanding group of young women and men who individually and collectively have exhibited academic vigor, intellectual curiosity, athletic prowess, artistic creativity, altruistic effort, school spirit, and support for each other. We are here to celebrate and to honor them as a group and as unique human beings and to express immense confidence in their exciting future. I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to thank the parents of the class of 2012. They deserve particular praise for contributing their time, their ideas, and their resources towards achieving this special milestone. Today marks Julie Fleischman's last official act in her capacity of Cincinnati Country Day Schools Board of Trustees. She has been a tireless advocate for the school, and her leadership guided us through tumultuous economic times, while allowing us to remain true to our academic values. Julie, thank you for your incredible devotion and service to our students, their parents, our faculty, and staff. Let's give Julie a hand. I'd also like to welcome Chip Pappengill, class of 1979, as Country Day's next board president. We are grateful that you are taking on this important role. I've asked Marshall Adams to give today's invocation, and later in the ceremony, Kathy Winter will announce the list of graduating lifers. Kathy and Marshall are retiring after 33 and 29 years of service at Country Day. We are a stronger school thanks to their inspiring work with our students, and we are indebted to them for their combined 62 years of exceptional service. More than just gifted teachers, Kathy and Marshall represent the style of engaged teaching that's a hallmark of the school. They've set the teaching bar high, and their example will influence their colleagues and me well beyond their years of tenure. They say you don't go into teaching to make a world of money. You teach to make a world of difference. Kathy and Marshall, thank you for making a measurable difference for a better school because of you. To begin the ceremony, may I ask everyone to stand for the invocation by Marshall Adams.
Let us pray. Dear God, of infinite wisdom and love, bless this graduating class and all here in your presence with your divine grace. May this celebration of achievement be more than just an military field accomplishment. Let us all reflect on the joys and the challenges of the journey, and give thanks to all who have helped us along the way. And who among us sings just to get to the end of the song? As Pierre de Coubertin, the founder of the modern Olympic Games, so wisely stated, it is beyond the triumphs in life, but the struggles that are important. That the goals achieved up to this day be the foundations for greater dreams to come. That these graduates enjoy the pursuit of lifelong learning with the core values instilled in them at Cincinnati Country Day School, mindful of lessons learned and confident in the future. That these graduates be secure in the knowledge that victory and commencement are but fleeting moments. That the Country Day core values of respect, responsibility, integrity, courage, and compassion will serve them continually in successes and failures and wherever life's journey takes them. Let us all here today take with us a commitment to values distinctly stated in the Cincinnati Country Day School motto: Virtutis, Laus, in Actionis, in praise of virtue in action. Amen.
If you could remain standing for the alma mater, led by Lois Russ and Martina.
You may be seated.
I would like to invite Henry Stafford Dees, president of the senior class, for senior remarks.
Parents, friends, members of the faculty, and of course, my fellow students, I really can't tell you how happy I am and how humbled I am to be here today. If you had asked any one of us a year ago what the determining factors of success at Country Day were, each of us would have probably answered with hard work and determination. While we've learned these are both important qualities, and they are certainly embodied in this school, I think most of us would answer differently today. As our time here at Country Day comes to an end, and we're about to leave our favorite teachers, tireless parents, and our best friends, we realize it was their contributions that made our time here truly unforgettable. The encouraging words and selfless actions of our parents and teachers carried us through all of the joys and the challenges Country Day has thrown. For this, I am immensely grateful. We are all immensely grateful. Now, I'm just another senior, and truthfully, I can't even comprehend how you guys do it. But what I do understand is how the members of our class supported and as well as challenged each classmate to grow. In so many ways, we have shaped each other into the dynamic, powerful, unique, and downright interesting people we've become. Just as iron sharpens iron, I believe that whether we pull each other towards the same goal or push one another to develop in opposite directions, we could not have covered so much distance by ourselves. Whichever metaphor you want to use, we have made ourselves better. Along with our teachers and parents, we have made ourselves into CCDS graduates. That, above all else, is why we can be so proud of them. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Timothy Kennedy McRae, president of the student council.
My fellow graduates, over the past 4 years, we received the greatest gift I can give as a person, an excellent education. Not only that, we've also received an education in a unique environment filled with talented people with a common goal of our success. Today is a celebration of our accomplishments as a class and individuals. Let us not forget all the people who have helped us get to this point. The people who comprise the CCDX community. Our teachers, classmates, coaches, family, and staff have all come together to create a rich and meaningful educational experience. This year, in Mr. McGivern's Street Corners class, we discussed that people really are products of their environment. The community in which we are raised spoke to a lot more than you might think. In his book, Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell states, who we are cannot be separated from where we're from. Country Day is and will always be part of it. And that's a good thing. With that being said, look at the people around us. Our fellow students, our teachers, and all the people who have come here to support us today. We belong to an amazing community. These people are here because they love us and are dedicated to our success. They have supported us through all our endeavors. They have taught us in the classroom, cheered us on athletic events, and performed with us on the stage. Always remember and be thankful for these people, because without them, we wouldn't be who we are today. Now let's be prepared to leave this loving community and start the next chapter of our lives. College. This can be a scary thought, but I'm confident that we are ready. We've been given the tools needed not only to succeed, but to thrive wherever we are going. And that's our challenge, to make an impact on our new communities and to continue to learn in a Country Day fashion, with a commitment to academic excellence, personal integrity, and service to others. All of the doors are still open. The It's up to us now to challenge ourselves and to achieve our own dreams. Our country day education gives us a tremendous advantage. We are not doctors, teachers, or engineers yet. The road ahead is long, but it will be filled with triumph and excitement as we continue our passion for learning and go out into the world and do good things. I know that we can. Thank you.
Now we're going to have a musical interlude. Ask the members of the student class. Thank you, Catherine Smith. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Julie Fleischman, our President of the Board of Trustees.
My heartfelt thanks to the Country Day faculty, staff, trustees, parents, and students. You have been a great source of inspiration and support over the last few years. Now, class of 2012, I ask you who, what, where, when, why, and how. Our school reporters would undoubtedly recognize these questions as journalism's oldest tool, a checklist of sorts. Answer these questions, and the story is complete. Rudyard Kipling memorialized these words in a poem in Just So Stories. I keep 6 honest serving men. They taught me all I knew. Their names are what, and why, and when, and how, and where, and who. Graduates, I ask you to consider these questions with me because they have important implications for your journey ahead. First, the who question. Who makes up your chosen community? Who are your friends? Who do you trust? Graduates, surround yourself with friends who, like you, value the life of the mind. Friends who will help you reach high and reject mediocrity. But don't make the common mistake of segregating yourself from people whose views are polar to yours. A clash of opinions is a great way to intellectually scar your way into refining your own opinions and ideas. The who question is vital in a world where collaboration is a prerequisite for success. At Country Day, you learn to work side by side, tackling an array of challenges. Whether it was building castles together out of boxes in preschool, or discovering scientific truths through group experiments in middle school, or breathing life into the musical in the upper school. Continue to embrace and learn from others. Your life will be richer. The what question. What do I need to know? In contrast to a curriculum based on what can be tested, Country Day makes the acquisition of facts background to critical thinking, writing, speaking, and innovating. Life does not come at you neatly packaged with multiple choice answers. This community has asked you to move outside your comfort zone and take healthy risks to discover your own gifts. You leave here with the skills and the tenacity to keep discovering what you need to know. This leads me to the how question. How is the traditional work of school? How to perform complex calculations, how to write convincing papers. But the real meaty questions are the ones of character. How to keep your word. How to win or lose gracefully. Or how to watch your best friend excel at your favorite sport or subject and be okay with that. We live in an environment that instantly tweets or posts everything about you. So how you do things matters a great deal. Where? East, west, north, south, urban, or rural? These questions are among the ones you considered when applying to college, and ones that no doubt will re-emerge again. We live in a time of great mobility that requires you to be resilient and adaptive. Moving from one culture, one place to another makes you stronger. And every time you answer the question where, do the work that transforms this new place into your home. Why questions? To ask why stimulates thought and leads to exploration and further inquiry. And above all, it leads to living authentically and searching for the truth about who we are. Life is filled with manifold decisions, and each one comes down to one essential, if often silent question: why am I doing this? To answer, you must look to your own dreams and capabilities for direction in life, rather than follow the crowd. Now, I have found that people who are true to themselves are generous and grounded in their values. And generosity and ethical decision-making is something the world needs more of today. The world teems with possibilities for people who decide to be themselves and follow their own dreams. And finally, when. It has been said, the past is a memory, the future is a dream, and the present is a gift. Make the most of your precious life now. Graduates, we believe in who you are. We believe in your curious minds to discover what is in your hearts and why. We trust that you will find out how to use your talents to serve others. And we know that you possess the imagination to choose where and the courage to decide when. Congratulations, class of 2012.
I'd like to invite Kathy Winkler to do the rifle recognition.
I am honored to present the 25 senior school lifers in the class of 2012. Please hold the applause of their honors of home. Nathaniel Adams, Alyssa Bartlett, Lily Cohen, Reed Davis, Jake Dietz, Evan French, Lee Hoover, Dane Fisco, Kyle Kissinger, Ari Kamei, Katie Leonard, Alex Levinson, Sadie Lehman, Anthony McDaniel, John Olmsted, Russell Harrison, Hannah Stewart, Kendall Turner, Ben Polito, Adrian Walton, Eddie Walton, Charlie Warwick, Katie Warwick, Lauren Wise, and Eliah Rizzo.
The upper school faculty know our graduates well, and we have worked together to capture some element of each graduate. What follows is a compilation of their words and mine. Please indulge me by holding your applause until the last graduate has left the stage. In doing so, you will allow me to share with you some wonderful things about these outstanding young men and women, our class of 2012. Nathaniel Huntley Adams. Nathaniel, who is fiercely competitive in the pool and quietly unassuming out of it, goes about his life with purpose and determination. A 4-time state swim meet participant, Nathaniel is also a regional silver key winner in the Scholastics art competition for photography. Erica Louise Armstead, sometimes known as Speedy. Erica gracefully leaped her way to winning the state long jump title and raced to the podium in the 4x100 relay. A real goal setter, Erica's determination also shows up in the classroom, where she beautifully managed 2 science classes this year, an awesome feat at CCDS. Emily Louise Ashwell. Emily's photography is simply stunning. She sees her world and that of those around her with clarity and color. With a deep commitment to humanitarian work and service to others, Emily is also an exceptional student who does not back down from challenges and always seems calm, even when life around her is busiest. Alyssa Shawn Bardak. Supremely committed to both the world around her and to her friends, Alyssa has an understanding heart, a strong voice, and a confident presence. She is someone who makes a difference and is given tirelessly to those in need. Alyssa is as at home in our halls as she is dancing on her stage or working in the photo studio. Dorian Eileen Bell. Diligent and capable in many venues, Dorian possesses a natural aptitude in engineering and math. Managing to take 6 math courses in 4 years, she is a skilled knitter and uses every free moment to knit for charities. We wouldn't be surprised to see her knitting while she ran a relay or while she was hitting the slopes on her snowboard. Savannah Joy Bryant. Savannah has taken the learning opportunities in her CCDS classes and made the most of them. She dug in, worked hard, spoke her mind, and somehow found time to take on a part-time job outside of school. This year, Vanna totally rallied her 9th grade mentees using a happy smile and warm, ready wit. Lillian Sarah Cohen. A powerful 12-season athlete and captain of 3 varsity sports, Lily is irrepressible and determined. Lily is a school record holder in the 400 freestyle relay and the MVP of our lacrosse team, and she regularly exhibits a generosity of spirit that impresses us. Her commitment to and leadership of students helping students is stellar. Carl Mitchell Cruey. With a self-effacing sense of humor and a kind heart, Mitchell is a helping hand and a true teammate. If you need him, he will be there, totally ready and fully engaged. Mitchell, a devoted friend who is famous for his hugs, is a competitive athlete, a fine engineer in the making, and a musician at heart. Reed Henry Davis. True to himself, Reed really does live his life out loud. Ready to argue any point for any reason, in the hall or in the classroom, Reed is a ferocious competitor and a charismatic presence. He's also a loyal and kind friend who is at the ready to help a buddy. Did you know he has a knack for reciting Shakespeare? Obviously, in a very high volume. Sarah Rosa Davis. Sarah is a creative and independent learner with a warm and engaging sense of humor. She's a reflective student whose schoolwork and compelling art really impress. Quietly confident and a loyal friend, Sarah follows her own path, but is also very happy with the company of others. Jacob Evans Dietz. Calm, cool, and collected no matter the situation, Jake is the undisputed master of his domain. Whether it's quarterbacking on the football field, lounging in the senior pit, or holding court in the commons, Jake epitomizes the maxim, never let them see you sweat. Dominic Michael DiFrancesco. If you've not heard Dominic play the viola, you have missed brilliant moments. Truly, the highlight for us was his talent show performance of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. A long-distance runner who ran both cross-country and track, Dominic sets his own path, meets his own goals with a quiet purpose. Yichen Dong. Yichen has touched our world with her presence and her drawings. She has a well-developed expressive ability and a deep desire to examine what she's doing and why. Her artwork is some of the most beautiful to have graced our halls. Simply an outstanding student and humble to boot, Yichen's journey has transformed her and transformed us. Evan McCabe Finch. Evan completed a marathon this spring. No surprise, he has the quiet tenacity and focus that such a feat requires. On the gridiron, Evan was a playmaker and one to count on. His friends and family count on him too. Evan is as dedicated to students helping students as he is to basketball and football. Ellis Ann Frederick. Ambitious and bubbly, Ellis is determined to find a way to make her love of country music a profession, and she's going to do it in New York City. She's been steadfast in negotiating her way through steadily more difficult academic waters, all the while gracing our stage as a flapper or a bird girl in the jungle of Mule. Emmett Lee Gladden III. Emmett has an oversized heart and is fueled by his own breakfast of champions. Tenacious and competitive on the football field and super polite everywhere else, Emmett made significant contributions to his team and school. Hidden under his playful exterior is a keen observer with a self-deprecating sense of humor. Bradley Thomas Hamlin. For 3 short years, Brad has steadily revealed layers and layers of strength, whether he was engineering a tower or hitting a line drive. An amazing intellect, an unfaltering positive attitude, a steady work ethic, and quiet charisma have all led him to the top. It's no surprise that Brad's peers want to follow his lead. Michael Gardner Hansen. Being a 12th-season varsity athlete is a daunting challenge that Michael took on as he steadily added depth to his academic program each year in high school. Truly happy to be in the mix with friends, Michael embodies the camaraderie of team spirit and a warm connection with the life of the school. Vincent Lorenzo Harden. Vinny, once a watcher, now dives in and makes the most of his heaps of talent. A loyal friend and competitive athlete, Vinny was the guard in both football and basketball. Who can forget Vinny's courage in the CHCA football game? It was an incredible display of toughness, and it punctuated his unwavering commitment to his teammates. Clarence William DeVere Highsmith. Very talented artist and powerful football lineman, DeVere has quietly and seriously left an indelible mark on us. A great man, he is kind and supportive of his peers. Also a determined and hardworking student, DeVere makes great use of his gift for noticing the details that others often overlook. Caitlin Elaine Hilberg. Caitlin hit it out of the park this year. She pitched her way to softball league victory, hit key basketball shots, and found time to spearhead our relay for life. Caitlin possesses the patience to truly listen to others and hear their needs. Spending countless hours in the barn, Caitlin also has many equestrian medals to her name. Reed Hoover. Happy and amazing on the baseball field, Reed is a dedicated student of the game who has played a number of positions and been a playmaker for us. His diligence and talent are in the classroom too, where he has worked conscientiously and found great success as a student. He'll be ready to hit a home run in whatever comes next. Serena Marie Isidore. Serena's foot seems always to be connected to a soccer ball, and it's often poised to score and score big. A focused student who's genuinely connected to the work of the classroom, she always has a smile on her face, even if life is frenetic around her. Serena has a wonderful way of seeing the upside of everything. Dane Carl Isberg. Dane is highly intelligent, a co-captain of our varsity soccer team, a musician who plays 3 instruments and writes his own compositions, and a student whose insights will impress his teachers across the disciplines. Dane loves to solve problems and teach himself things. He is an engineer, for sure. Kirsten Josephine Jelani. Jo rows fast and frequently. Determined to the core, Jo sees the finish line and pushes through to it. Holding an enormous number of crew accolades, Jo is a natural teacher and a model for younger rowers, and those she helped mentor through peer leadership and students helping students. Beverly Yvonne Johnson. Beverly has a 1,000-watt smile and a deep love of family and friends. She is dynamic and poised, a hard worker in all her endeavors, including DCW and volleyball in her tough classes. Beverly always gets down to business. It is fitting that she loves her Kings Island job so much. It's a great blend of fun and work, just her style. Candace Lynn Hughes. Seriously tenacious and wonderfully positive, Candace is just the right mix. She sets goals and attacks challenges so much that she's been dubbed with the name Bulldog. Candace is also warm and caring, a subtle, unifying force with teammates, and a rock-solid player on the basketball court and in the classroom. Kyle Robert Kissinger. Kyle is determined and persistent in everything. With precision and force, he loves to build analytical arguments. A gifted distance runner, Kyle has blown through multiple long-standing school and district records and made the podium at state track competition. Still, Kyle always finds time to lope gracefully to the other side of the track to cheer on his teammates. Ariana Page Canoe. While Ari has considerable intellect and athletic power, one of her greatest attributes is her ability to unite others and make everyone be their better selves. She's a stabilizing and committed force who makes a huge difference in anything she takes on. Ari would never look for accolades, but she certainly deserves many of them. Catherine Elizabeth Leonard. Katie is not waterlogged, though her countless hours in the pool suggest she should be. She has broken school records, competed at states, and completed an AP photo portfolio of, you guessed it, swimmers in water. Still, Katie is multi-dimensional. She's a soccer goalkeeper, a talented student, and a very witty woman. Alex Walter Levinson. Alex's zeal for tackling the toughest problems in any discipline is famous, and he often notices things that others do not see. We wonder what he notices when he clears the pole vault bar. Asking really interesting questions, Alex was a key Science Olympiad team member and the dedicated captain of Science Bowl, where he led by example. Sadie Elizabeth Lindner. With an impressive ability to pole vault and to compete on the uneven bar, Sadie is never one to shy away from daunting athletic challenge. Good-natured and unconventional, Sadie is also a serious student with a deep curiosity about what she studies. Sadie embraces life and takes nothing for granted. Jonas Kent Lubers. Passionate about problem solving, Jonas's favorite subjects are studio art and calculus. A man for all seasons, he is a brilliant artist and a gifted student who sees the world with a gentle yet critical eye. Whether on the cross-country trail or in the art studio or in the classroom, Jonas zeroed in on and ran through any challenge you gave him. Timothy Kennedy McCray. Energetic student body leader, bright and engaged student, and committed athlete, Timmy works to pack as much as he can into each day. He even gets up terribly early on school days in order to get a head start on the rest of us. Equally content to work behind the scenes, Timmy has years of experience in tech theater and served as the backstage manager of Music Man. Christopher R. McGarrian. While Chris may be better known for his outgoing personality and sense of humor, Chris has a sensitive side which shows itself through his fingers as he plays complex piano pieces with technical skill and amazing grace. As a broad and creative thinker, he is poised to accomplish an awesome things. Victoria L. Myrule Cruz. Victoria, who is trilingual, is committed to words and ideas. Bright and cheerful, always displaying an exuberant engagement in class, she has been a sponge, absorbing all that we have to offer. Victoria just doesn't miss out on an opportunity to learn or grow, and she never, ever leaves a question unasked. Audrey Tuttle McCartney. Audrey is an academic powerhouse fueled by her own desire to learn. Every assignment is important to her, and it has been this way for a very long time. Audrey is an intellectual with unfailing energy, and she is balanced by her golf clubs, the bee, and her wonderful self-deprecation. Anthony Robert McDaniel. Anthony is a strong and serious football player whose gritty performances and rousing pregame pep talks often gel his team for competition. Very much a little boy at heart, the twinkle in his eye often gives him away. Anthony has a deep sense of goodwill and a great heart. Amar Manal Mehta. Beloved peer mentor, Amar has a gentle manner and an uncommon amount of curiosity. He's very smart and not afraid of getting outside of his comfort zone or asking really thoughtful questions. He hit his stride this year on the science teams and brought home several key medals. Haley Janelle Miller. Haley has the capacity for getting right to the heart of the issue. Insightful and talented, Haley has stretched herself and others in the art studio, in the classroom, and as editor-in-chief of the school. With wit and balance, she is passionate about her causes and responds sensitively to the plights and challenges of others. Arjun Minhas. An adventurous type who teams with charisma and vigor, Arjun simply sets his goals, attacks the tasks, and truly digs deep. With intellectual firepower, Arjun has mastered the hardest material in our classes. And with athletic skill and a deep competitive drive, he has made our team stronger with his efforts. Michael Andrew Morgan Jr. Michael's a dancing machine, and we watched his skill on many occasions. Michael also has a deep intellect and the ability to lead everyone in his wake. A whitewater kayaker at summer camp in North Carolina, Michael has an ease at understanding and negotiating difficult waters, whether in a boat or in the classroom. Joshua Seth Motley. Josh, an Eagle Scout and Boy Scouts of America Heroism Award winner, has sung and played his way into our hearts. Gentle prankster and stage leader, Joshua is also a wise Model United Nations president, a history buff, a giant cookie cook, and a fashion icon who faithfully adhered to Dress for Success Wednesday. Rachel Lee Neal. Rachel's our brown-eyed girl, rounded and ready for anything. She's a serious competitor on the pitch and the courts, a phenomenally diligent student, and a dedicated employee. What is best about Rachel is her sincere sense of self and her utterly loyal commitment to those whom she loves. Nicholas James Abraham Niedermeyer. With first-rate intellect and a twinkle in his eye, Nicky's a student of language and words. He's an avid reader with an enormous pile of books waiting to be enjoyed, and he is a lover of all things French. Rising to his next linguistic challenge, he's bent on tackling both Russian and Portuguese. John J. Olmsted III. A true gentleman, John became a linchpin in golf this year. He led by example, something he often does in his classes where he can be counted on to be engaged and serious about the task at hand. John is an avid skier, traveler, and outdoorsman. Over the years, he's become an adventurous soul. Petra O'Farrell Palmer. Petra quietly helps others understand their personal vision as she develops her own artistic vision. A gold key winner in the Scholastic Arts Competition and a frequent presence on stage, Petra found her home in the dark of the photo lab as well as the brilliant light of the stage. Jordan Travis Patterson. Jordan is fast, seriously fast, and a joy to watch speeding down the track or the edge of a football field to catch a huge pass. A state competitor and medalist in track, Jordan also has a natural talent in the classroom. He's now setting his very determined sights on becoming a surgeon. Russell Lee Patterson. With a recently discovered passion for law, Russell has focused his mighty intellect. He's a gifted writer with a light touch. After several significant athletic injuries, Russell demonstrated his grit and tenacity by getting back up to speed and on track faster than we could have ever imagined possible. Henry Stratford Pease. Inventor, engineer, and mathematician, Henry loves a deep intellectual challenge. Schoolwork is often play for Henry as he ponders a cool way to lay out an academic argument or to solve an intolerably hard math problem. Dear friend and teammate, Henry possesses a mischievous sense of humor that his teachers and peers fully appreciate. Elise Asta Palasco in Absentia. With a focus on and a passion for fashion and fashion design, Elise has left us early to honor a 3-month modeling contract in Milan, Italy. Elise has a sensitivity for others and a delightfully gentle way about her. She has grown strong and independent. Kyle Franklin Cruz. Kyle, steady and quiet and very successful on the links, brings the same discipline to the classroom where he can be counted on to be engaged and thoughtful and thorough in anything that he's asked to accomplish. A devoted friend and caring brother, we can all rely on Kyle. Robert Taylor Settles. Robert is an Eagle Scout who embodies this great achievement. Sometimes quiet, with an utterly arresting wit and a great deal of leadership potential, Bobby is a relay specialist in track and a dependable swing on the links. He is always at the ready to do the work to help the team. Catherine Whitmer Smith. A force of nature with a powerhouse voice, Catherine has been a parade of glorious characters on our stage. This spring, she left much of the acting and singing to others as she directed them in the complete works of William Shakespeare abridged. A strong student, Catherine also has a deep love of reading and creative writing. Ricky Nicole Snell. Ricky is a talented slam dunk athlete who made 1,000 career points in basketball, one of few CCDS athletes to ever meet this mark. Coachable, positive, and ready to go, Ricky brings the same qualities to the classroom, and teacher after teacher claim that she's just the type of student we love to teach. Tyler Paul Spade. Tyler's always in the mix, playing soccer, writing, running track, co-leading students, helping students, and raising money for Relay for Life. His laid-back style does not do justice to his can-do attitude. A gentle photographer with a huge vision, he has had an enormous impact on his breakthrough charges as he teaches them about academics and life. Emily Elizabeth Sprinkler. Emily found her voice in our plays and musical, as well as in the choir room, and in the photography studio, where she has won multiple regional awards and been honored nationally for several powerful photographic images. Devoted to family and friends, Emily has a gentle heart. Hannah Margaret Stewart. Uncommonly deliberate and thoughtful, Hannah is a young woman of great conviction who holds herself to high standards. She is a skilled photographer, and we're fortunate to benefit from her talent as she beautifully captured our school community through her lens as her senior project. Anissa L. Titini. With kindness and incredible breadth, Anissa has left her mark in many areas. She's a stage manager, a hospital volunteer, an impressive student, and a team player. She raises her hand and she jumps in to participate. She's actually already started her freshman year in college. Elisa is charging ahead. Kendall Robert Turner. Quiet and unassuming, Kendall is a strong student who is set on being an engineer. His gears are always turning. Kendall has a wry sense of humor and is capable of zinging you unexpectedly, always with a mischievous smile. Kendall loves golf and spends his free time on the course with his buddies. Adriana Elise Underleiter. Adriana writes about literature and history in her own life with clarity and precision unusual even in a high-powered high school. Her photography, equally compelling and award-winning, clearly illustrates complexity and creativity grounded in relentlessly determined hard work and attention to detail. Benjamin R. Valido. Ben has a passion for history and for lacrosse. He is resilient, whether it means working hard to get back from a knee injury or two, or mastering a challenging idea in class. Quiet engagement and analytical focus are the hallmarks of his life as a student. Ben is eminently likable, and his friends depend on him. Adrienne Alexis Walton. Adrienne has a can-do attitude in class, a fierce aggressiveness on the volleyball court, and a flash of real fun in her personality. Streaks of Adriana's hair often match her shoes, shocking pink or big low orange, and her friends' arms are often richly decorated with white bracelets she's made for them. Edward J. Walton IV. When Eddie could not row through this spring, he shifted his love of and commitment to the sport to student coaching and novice boats. When he is not at the lake or in the country day pool, Eddie is a community pool manager and manages his hefty schoolload too. Charles Franklin Warwick. In the swimming pool and in the classroom, Charlie has stretched and challenged himself each year of high school, exercising his physical and intellectual power, and pressing his teachers and coaches. He was MVC Pro Swimmer of the Year this year and will be swimming for his college next year. Catherine Grace Louise Warwick. Katie is quietly determined to make her own way and follow her own path. A student with creative and analytical talents, partnering with a keen eye and a vivid imagination, Katie's artwork has come on strong and can be astounding. Fascinated by Asian culture, Katie intends to pursue this discipline in college. Skylar Jacob Wilcox. While Skylar has always held a spot in our hearts, this year he found his own spot on our stage with his resonating voice and subtle comic style. Skylar taps into his endless imagination with a love of designing video games, and we imagine kids will be playing with them in years to come. Lauren Grace Wise. Lauren's middle name, Grace, is fitting. With grace and unparalleled determination, Lauren fought back from several debilitating knee injuries. Lauren is known for her competitive spirit on the soccer field and on the basketball court. In every other arena, her patience, generosity, and huge smile are legendary. Gail Rose Yakishin. Gail is a leader of students in all things S. Senior privileges, Science Olympiad, and softball. A longtime member of Honor Council, Gail's integrity and commitment and insight are famous. With a warm spirit, quiet confidence, and intellectual depth, Gail is our Country Day Award winner, the embodiment of our values. Mariah Zuriel Yisrael. With a warmth and force of personality, Mariah does not back down when she has a conviction about a topic, and she will not let others back away from key points. Determined to make a difference in her world, Mariah can be counted on to engage in the discourse of the moment, whether she's sitting on an upper school couch or in an academic classroom.
As a coach, I would start practices by having my players recite the adage, every day is a holiday, every meal a feast, every paycheck a fortune. While my approach may have been a bit dogmatic, I felt it was a prescriptive way to build awareness for the gift of their talents, the gift of each other, and perhaps even more importantly, to create a habit of being appreciative. I felt if my players verbalized this credo, they'd be more inclined to reflect on the sentiment and embrace its message of gratitude. I also believed, and still do, that the team would win more games because an appreciative attitude nurtures a positive, I can do anything winning spirit. My look on the bright side approach comes from my dad. He reminds me, if you tell people you're a good putter, you are more apt to be one. Wise words. I believe this holds true in all aspects of life. Not long ago, my wife Lynn and I were discussing and debating the power of positive thinking. At the time, she proposed a concept that stuck with me ever since. She insisted that appreciation is the antidote for fear. Initially, I didn't get the link between appreciation and fear. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense to me. Actually, appreciation as the antidote for fear isn't that far off from the putting advice my father gives me. Instead of dwelling on what we've lost, what we don't have, or what's missing in our lives, we should focus on what we gain, what we have, or what wondrous possibilities our futures hold. It's a deliberate choice. We can train our minds to emphasize the positive or yield to the negative. Our beliefs allow us to cherry pick the attitudes that affect our reality. At Country Day, we have been charged with encouraging strong habits of mind. but your brain training shouldn't be limited solely to academic areas. It's equally important to accept responsibility for your reflective thinking. More specifically, I want you to tap into the potential of thankfulness and reap the benefits that come with counting your blessings. Maintain an attitude of gratitude even in difficult times, and you'll crowd out the negativity that can diminish your prospects for success. This message may seem more intrinsic compared to the more cognitive content you've been ingesting over the past year. But it's important to treasure the real day-to-day moments that make up a life, whether it's the adrenaline that comes with leaving the DMV office with your new driver's license, enjoying a double bell drop day, or celebrating yet another victory over 7 hills. Developing habits of mind to appreciate the smaller moments can be more rewarding and deeply stirring than some of life's grander events. Don't get me wrong, I want you to work hard and go off and do something amazing. Discover a cure for cancer, develop drought-resistant crops, or simply find a way to keep students from leaving their backpacks in the commons. Please go forth and be productive. Also be grateful for the smaller, special moments that have been part of your Country Day experience. Many of you have attended enough Country Day functions to be familiar with one of my favorite pronouncements. I have the best job in America. What can I say? I love what I do. This year has been even better as I stand before you as a proud parent and a delighted headmaster. I'm blessed to be living the life I lead, so let me model appreciative behavior by expressing my gratitude. Running a school is a complex enterprise involving a large cast of characters. The "it takes a village" metaphor is apt for describing a cadre of people intimately involved in the life of a school. At Country Day, there are many villagers to thank. Of course, there are village elders, previous generations of Country Day alumni, teachers, and families who laid the groundwork for us to advance and thrive. There are the tribal chieftains, the trustees, who generously give of their time and talents to guide our growth. I appreciate our village parents and grandparents whose engagement and support create an environment for achieving our academic priorities. I'm deeply indebted to our village scholars, my gifted teaching colleagues whose talents and commitment inspire me every day. And most of all, I'm thankful to my personal village, my family, who nourishes me with endless stores of love and support. But today I want to thank the seniors for the enduring imprint their class leaves on our campus. Last August, we opened the academic year on my birthday. At convocation, I spoke about the elements of a good school and identified senior class leadership as a key ingredient. Congratulations, seniors. You rose to the challenge and you did an impressive job leading our school. I remember saying I couldn't have had a better birthday present than to see my son and all of you growing up right before my very eyes. It's been a memorable year, one that I'll cherish for a lifetime. Now we're at the finish line, a bittersweet moment. I'm happy for all that you've accomplished. As parents and teachers, we poured every ounce of our being into serving you so you'll be well prepared academically and emotionally for the next phase of learning. I'm excited about the adventures that await you, but I'm probably most excited about having more room in my house. All kidding aside, I know intellectually it's time for you to leave the nest, but I'll miss you immensely. Thank you for being such a profound part of my life. Congratulations, our newest alumni, the class of 2012.
You would pass my
talking
book.
about? You did not cry.
There was some being talked about.
So mad at you guys.
She looks like she's deeply affected.
Not because she
Even if it,
takes.
oh, definitely. Way too many.
I think it's feels and get invited to school. Stop the watch.
Stop watch. How long?
1 hour and 10 minutes.
It's okay.
Final.
I thought it was going to get harder.
They could have done better.
I thought it was gonna take 0 seconds and 0 minutes and 0 hours
You are dreaming.
and 0 days.
You're dreaming.